This is going to be hard to get through without making the OK Gatsby joke. Hello, how are we doing? I go to the theatre a lot. Now I'm actually doing something with it. Shocking, you know, not being lazy for once. I saw The Great Gatsby, a new musical, about a week ago. It was the first new musical of the season, and a very disappointing one. So, a little bit about the show. The Great Gatsby, it opened on April 24th, 2025, and is running until September 7th, playing at the London Coliseum, a gorgeous, huge fucking space, with so many seats to fill. And a little synopsis from the show, taken directly from the show's website. Meet mysterious millionaire Jay Gatsby. He entertains the rich and famous with riotous parties with his Long Island mansion, yet never joins in. Gatsby longs instead to reunite with his former flame, Daisy Buchanan, but Daisy comes from another lifetime, long before the money. And I feel like that synopsis of the show is very telling of the very surface level interpretation of The Great Gatsby that is being put on. So this show has finally made it to London. It's opened on Broadway, I believe, last year. I've got right here make sure the light doesn't get it. The playbill, The Great Gatsby on Broadway. Great Gatsby, new musical, currently playing at the Broadway Theatre. It has been extended. It's currently with its replacement cast starring, who's it starring? Sarah Hyland from Modern Family fame, as well as Ryan McCartan from Disney Channel fame, and also a performer in his own right. Visual J.D. and Heathers. Fiyero in Wicked. Hans in Frozen. He's done it all. So that's a replacement cast. Originating the roles were Jeremy Jordan and Eva Noblezada. And now it is across the pond over here to London. We have the incredible Jamie Moscato as Jay Gatsby and Frances Mailey McCann as Daisy Buchanan. So that's a bit about the show. I want to start on the positives, but there aren't too many. How is the show? The show itself is fun. It's just fun. It's got these huge, giant, opulence is the word that everyone seems to be throwing around for this show. It is glitzy, it is glam, there's pyrotechnics, there's this, there's that. And it's a really fun, entertaining show. It's a real crowd pleaser. It is what you get when you think of big Broadway musical. Big white way, flashy West End Broadway show. And yeah, it delivers just that. And not a whole lot else, sadly. So obviously the sets are like incredible. Like the blend of video design with actual huge set pieces blends effortlessly. It is so nice, and there's incredible world building, and the transition between sets as well is really good. With the direction is incredibly strong there, and it has these huge, giant, like I said, crowd pleasing moments like pyrotechnics and new money. And the London Coliseum is such a huge space, both with the amount of seats there are that you have to fill, and also the huge stage. There is such a big space back there that a lot of the time, various productions using that space, they struggle to fill it with various sets. Same issue at the Dominion Theatre, because it's so big that then everything on stage feels quite small. That is not a problem with Gatsby. Gatsby uses the space incredibly well, and it is just a true testament to how great and how well thought out the scenic design is for this show. Creatively, it's not a bad show. It says, as long as, like, along with the incredible scenic design, there's also some really strong costuming done by Linda Cho. Some of her best work, and like the party outfits, the ensemble wear, incredible, so beautiful. But it's also, the costuming is also, it's well thought out. It's not just glitzy glam 1920s roaring 20s party outfits. It's, for example, Jay Gatsby's suits versus Tom's suits. Jay Gatsby's are quite ill-fitting, quite almost like they don't suit him, unlike Tom's, which are like very refined, very much him, very much his style, very much his fit. Sort of like playing into that old money versus new money kind of theming there, which is good. Thank God it does that, because the book doesn't. Another like strong mention is all of Myrtle's colours. Like she's dressed in these like very warm, passionate colours, like pinks and oranges and reds, and it's so well thought out. It's, if there's one award that I can see Gatsby going for in come award season, it is, well, two, to be fair: scenic design and costuming. The main letdown for The Great Gatsby musical is its book. It's just not a strong, it's not a strongly written piece. It's faithful to the original plot of Gatsby, but it's very, very surface level interpretation of Gatsby is the issue. It goes into the theme of love extremely heavy handed. I think Jay Gatsby alone has 3 different ballads about how much he loves Daisy and wants Daisy, and at a certain point you're like, we get it, like sing about something else, maybe. He is so one note that it's very hard to sort of like see Gatsby in any sort of light or theme other than his lust for Daisy. That's all that comes across, that's all we get. I also wish that there was more like linking to Gatsby's crimes and how he makes his money, because it's touched on briefly but not much at all. And there's this moment in Act 2 where Daisy finds out how Gatsby makes his money, and she's horrified, she's shocked, she's suddenly, everything she knows has been turned on its head. And the audience, like, we've not seen any of that. We've not seen, like, the criminally underused John Owen Jones, who is like great in this role, but not given nearly enough to do. He has one song at the top of Act 2, which is a little bit of it's nice, but it's just so unthreatening. Like, it feels like a looming character, or this feels like we're meant to feel like he's a looming character, but he's just not. It feels like there's no stakes involved in this. Other characters that are extremely let down by the material are Jordan Baker and Nick Carraway. Nick is obviously, in the book, a narrator through the whole piece. In the show, he's a narrator for maybe 20 minutes or so, and that's about it until they remember at the end. Suddenly it's like, now Nick's a narrator and he's been a narrator the whole time. No, he hasn't. The second that we get to Gatsby and Daisy's story, both Jordan and Nick are completely set aside into like this weird little, like, almost B-plot in a way, where every now and then we'll check in on them. It's almost like a B-plot in a sitcom sort of thing. It's very, very weak, but also, like, at some point you get bored of hearing about Jay and Daisy. You don't care anymore. So every time that you go to one of the different other plots, you're like, oh, awesome, thank God, a breath of fresh air. And then it's just as dull. It's just as boring. It's just a boringly written script. So Nick and Jordan as characters are 2 characters in literature that should have such complexity and nuance, with obviously queer undertones, that are just not present in this production at all. Nick, there's like 0 reference, 0 anything. And with Jordan, there's still like the fact that she doesn't like dresses, the fact that she rejects marriage, the fact that, the woman plays golf, for Christ's sakes, like, yeah, but any mention of it is completely just not there. The show really struggles deciding if it wants to be modern or not. It doesn't know if it wants to be a modern take on Gatsby. The music and the choreography, it's new, it's contemporary, it's modern, it's not at all 20s. There are some 20s moments for the choreography, but a lot of the time it's just flashy, bit of this, bit of that. It's nothing 20s about it. And the music, even more so. I don't think there's any 20 songs, it's just ballad, 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 big ensemble number. It's like, why? And if you want to go modern, great, go modern. But why, like, remove any of the undertones that are already there from the novel, already present for you to use, and you're choosing not to? It just seems like an odd choice to me. And it is really annoying with Jordan, especially because she's written in a way in the script to be sort of this like third wave feminist that is not at all reflective of the time, and sort of written to be like this six queen like girl boss like power moments that just are not fitting at all and do not land at all. And it really struggles tonally as well. There's one particular moment Tom slaps Myrtle, and it should be like this really like tense, shocking moment of like, oh, we know Tom's an arsehole, but now we're actually seeing his violence, his brutishness, and it's played for laughs for some reason. It's like Myrtle's like, oh, my nose, you broke my nose, while she's like stumbling, like fake stumbling around, and it's just awkward. It does not land at all, and it's a really weak moment from the show. There's so much that can be said about this script's treatment of these characters. Not much of it positive, but what can be said is that the cast do an incredible job with what they're given. It is impressive. This is a show that demands a strong cast because the characterizations are just not there, sadly. And Jamie Muscat, it's such a stacked, like incredibly talented, big name cast for London of Jamie Muscato, Frances Mailey McCann, Amber Davies, Joel Montague, Corbin Bleu of High School Musical fame. And you got the fucking basketball guy. And Rachel Tucker, for crying out loud, and John Owen Jones. Incredible principal cast that are just trying their best with very weak material. Joel Montague especially, he is burdened with what are possibly some of the most boring moments of the show as George. He's singing about Doc and the billboard. It's just a bore. And like, it tries to have these deep moments, these deep meaningful moments of like complex theming and nuance as present in the novel. It's just not done well at all. Where the show excels best is in the big flashy party moments. So, the question now is, how are the performances? One of the redeeming factors of the show were the incredible performances, both by the ensemble and by the incredibly talented principal cast. So you have Jamie Muscato as Jay Gatsby. And this is a very new role for Jamie Muscato. This is something very new, very impressive of him. And it's exciting to see it. I'm not too sure that he's right for it. And I'm not sure how much of that is his fault and how much of that is the script's fault. Because it has, like, Jay Gatsby having these silly moments, like, hiding behind the fence. And it's not, like, those, rather than being, like, genuinely funny, it just comes across as silly. Jamie Muscato, he feels like someone he plays awkward a lot better than he would confident to me. And again, some of this is down to not only the script, but the directioning as well, with these sillier moments. The directioning it's not too strong. Or, for example, after New Money, after we spend like this whole like 7-minute number, this like really strong, great number of the viral run on TikTok of the that Samantha Pauly in the making, like singing about this mysterious character who doesn't go to his own parties. He's so alluring, so strong. Like that, like all of that anticipation builds warrants a strong entrance, and then after that, during the scenic transition, Gatsby just walks on. It is so like visually and thematically underwhelming that it's almost like taken aback. It's like, oh, that's it. Hey, Gatsby. Corbin Bleu. This was unfortunate. This is the second time I've seen Corbin Bleu in something. I saw him at the Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors in New York, which I was extremely grateful for. Such a lovely man, such a talented man. And this show really showcases his level of vocals. It is incredible what this man can do with his voice. It is, and despite Nick being quite a dull character, I think, both in the novel and in the show, this was really a standout performance for me. And he played the awkwardness of Nick very convincingly. And the one big standout of this show has to be Amber Davies as Jordan Baker. She is incredible in this role. If there is one acting category, one nomination for acting, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to Amber Davies for this show. She, first of all, what she can do with her like just whistle noting about during New Money is genuinely just so incredible. The way she moves, the way that she presents herself in this role. Someone who clearly understands the character and is doing what she can with the way that Jordan is characterized in this show. I was speaking earlier about sort of the queerness of both Jordan and Nick being completely lost, but there is one moment in the show where I think it's during New Money, where you can see Jordan Baker sort of like whispering and being a bit flirty with one of the female ensemble members. It really is a blink and you must it moment. It's not tied into the script at all, but it's unclear if that's a directional choice or if that's Amber Davies. The cast really is not the issue with this show, nor is the set, nor is most of the creative choices. The issue really does just lay with the book. Because the songs themselves, they are, I'll admit, sometimes, like when we get back into like another one of Jay or Daisy's ballads, hearing the exact same thing we've already heard like 3 times already, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, we get it. But there are some really good earworms, like the Roaring On was seemingly all over TikTok, at least it was mine. But a lot of these songs are just a bit forgettable, annoyingly, upsettingly. And I feel like there are some songs in this score that I really enjoy, and I think, has that bottle been in front of there the whole time? 20 minutes in, committed now. And there are some moments of the score which are genuinely really great, and ones that I really enjoy, but something that just, feels like it doesn't fit a Great Gatsby adaptation. And it doesn't, and same with the book, it's almost like it's embarrassed to be Gatsby, and that is where the heart of the issues with this show lie, sadly. But who is this show good for? I would recommend people to see it though. It's still a fun time. There are funny moments. There are great, incredible vocal moments. There are moments like with set changes that make you go like, whoa, that is fucking impressive. That's really strong. It's just, if you're looking, I would not recommend this to anyone who's like an avid fan of Gatsby, because you will be thoroughly disappointed. I would recommend the show to someone maybe seeing their first big West End or big Broadway show, for like, again, those extravagant wow factor moments, because this show has plenty of them, and it has plenty of talent producing those wow moments, and it is incredible to see. And it's such a great like collection of performers that I'm not sure we've seen in a long time on a West End stage. So I would say anyone who hasn't seen it, get your tickets, have a gander, have your own opinion. I wouldn't see it again. I think now I've seen it, it's not something I feel the need to see it again, and I'm someone who, if I enjoy a show, I will see it again. God knows how many times I've seen 6, let's not get into it. But if there's anyone watching who themselves has seen The Great Gatsby and has their own opinions, let me know what you think. How did you find it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Am I talking absolute shit? Let me know. Chances are, I am. It is me after all. I've said everything I need to say about The Great Gatsby, I think. This is something I'm still fine-tuning and figuring out like my own style of doing this. I don't really know what I'm doing at all. I'm going to spend the next probably 30 minutes figuring out how to flip this, because on my screen this is like the wrong way around, so that's going to be a fun one to figure out. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Oh, this is going to be a bitch to edit.